Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video we are going to be looking at the Formica obscuripes flight that happened yesterday. At 8:15 a.m. I was able to walk out to the obscuripes mounds that I do know about, and I was able to observe the first queens coming out of the nest and preparing for flights. These queens were initially few in number, just kind of checking out the environment and trying to figure out whether or not they were going to fly or not. There were also a few males out and about as well doing the exact same thing. Formica obscuripes are a morning flyer, flying around about 9 in the morning, so I made sure to get there about an hour ahead of their flights in order to record the entire process. At 8:18 a.m., the first queens started to climb up onto the grass surrounding the nest. Generally, ant queens will try to get to the highest point they can before taking off, and they also will get up there just before flying, just in order to feel the environment that they're in. Formica obscuripes is some of the first Formica species to fly in the year. These guys generally fly in May and into the, around about the mid-half of June. These are not the first Formica to fly this year for me, for Formica neogagates actually had an ejection flight a few days before recording this. At 8:20 a.m. was the first male. You can see the first male there on the left, and also you can see more queens coming up in order to see if conditions are correct. At this time, the temperature was around about 65 degrees with a high humidity and light wind. Of course, there were still wind gusts, but that didn't seem to really deter the queens at all. Formica obscuripes is a temporary parasite species, so these are social parasites. However, unlike Sanguinea group or many Sanguinea group species, these guys do not require slaves in order to continue living on their life. Colonies get absolutely massive, and their workers are very impressive. These guys are so aggressive when it comes to their nest, and they eat food like crazy. From what I've heard from friends, these are an absolute joy to keep, and I really wanted to get a queen of these guys this flight, or multiple. However, we were unable to catch them because the queens disappeared almost immediately, and we were unlucky. At 8:35 a.m., this is when it started to seem like flights were definitely about to begin, as the first queen finally left the nest, flying away into the sky. Flights are just beginning here. I just saw the first queen take off, but I missed it. At 8:39, the first actual batch of queens ended up leaving. There was around about 4 or 5 queens that officially left the nest all at once. And yeah, it pretty much was the marking that the main flight was about to begin. This colony has been releasing queens for quite some time now. And there's so many on this mound, it's crazy. I've never witnessed a flight of these before, so I'm just kind of taking it in. Haven't found queens on the ground yet. However, once these queens end up taking off, I mean, it's not the main event yet. It's just kind of queens every once in a while taking off, but hopefully we will be able to catch a few queens of these girls, because these girls are cool. At 8:56 a.m., the main event finally began. Although queens have been flying for around about an hour at this point, this was when the main colony, the main batch of queens, finally decided to take off. Temperatures were at least 73 degrees, with the wind still being relatively calm enough for them to fly. This was absolutely perfect for a large-scale flight to occur. Watching the main flight was incredibly interesting as these queens just took off really quickly. As you can see, they initially flapped their wings for a little bit before actually taking off, which I find is really interesting. Now, some immediately fail at taking off because ants suck at flying, but others can succeed immediately and take off without any issues at all. Following this flight, I proceeded to go ahead and look around for some queens. However, I was really failing to do so because trying to find queens of the species during this flight just seemed to be just impossible. Although they were flying in large numbers, I was unable to find queens, which is really weird and very unfortunate. However, these guys definitely do have many flights in store still, seeing as in, although this is one main event, they have at least 3 more to go. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a different video. However, there really isn't any videos of anyone documenting flights of these guys, at least in-depthly, on what time frames and all that stuff. And hopefully it gives at least something for people to watch and, to learn the time frames at least for the species. Because for me, I struggle a lot to actually see them fly and actually, being able to go out there during the peak time to catch these ants. But now I'm pretty sure I have it down to the dot. Big thanks to Anthony at Stateside Ants for helping me out on this as well, because he gave me the information that could actually, make me record this video. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like the video if you like it. Dislike if you dislike it. Subscribe if you're new. Check out all the stuff in the description, Instagram, Patreon, the Discord server, and all that fun stuff. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Goodbye.